Okay, so we are just starting our exit from Tesco car parks, and that's Tesco at Winnall Junction. It's a good spot to come and park up, maybe have a drink in a cafe. If you're out training, driver training, you need a break, and it's a good place to park legally and watch any videos like this before planning your route through, so you can watch videos safely when you're parked up, and so get a drink if you've done a lot of driver training and need a break. So it's an ideal spot. So we're now approaching Winnall Interchange, and our intention is to go effectively straight ahead. So that's the A272. So you can see from the route board here, we are positioning in lane 3 on approach. The lights will hold us. And so we are going to spiral out. We're in lane 3 at the moment. As we move forward, we should move into what becomes the middle lane. And before then going extreme outside lane, so lane 1 of the 3 as we pass the M3 North exit. So that's the plan. What we have to be very careful of here is this route is often confused, so we have to very actively check our left-hand mirror and left-hand shoulder before moving the car across. So I'm doing that now. One lane move. There's the M3 North exit. We exit wide and position the car for our exit. Lights are just changing. Checking that junction, checking the car is not overshooting, and continuing through. Cancelling the signal. National speed limit, we're checking the mirrors. Got the red van ahead. So this is the Spitfire link, and we are approaching Spitfire Roundabout, which in comparison with Winnall Interchange is a relatively simple 2-exit roundabout in addition to this approach road. However, having said that, the lane positioning on this one isn't entirely intuitive, or I didn't find it so. But I've taken a lot of guidance on this one from a very experienced ADI in the area, so thank you to Steve at Greenlight for pointing me in the right direction on this one. So we'll just have a look at that on approach. The M3 is now running parallel to us, just the other side of that screening fencing there. Just checking my mirrors as we start the approach. There's the route board, so you can see we've got a left-hand exit to Alton A31, or the A33 straight ahead to Southampton. So we're going to take the right-hand lane on approach, but we're not signalling right or left because we're going straight ahead. Bringing the speed down, we're going to have to stop, obviously, from the cars to the right. This is the key piece now, that we're positioned in the right-hand lane. Just checking where that van is going. But we now head to the outside of the disc because we intend to take the next exit. Left mirror, left signal, checking nobody's overshooting the duals, and exit for the A33. New road, new mirrors. Good advice there on the traffic information board. We're warned of a junction to the left, so we're checking our mirrors. Black car behind me has a good, sensible separation gap. We're getting eyes into that junction, check nobody's going to pull out in front of us. And now looking ahead to the route board for the next roundabout, where our intention is to take the first exit left. So mirrors, centre mirror, left signal, positioning to the extreme left-hand lane, getting an early view now to the right. We're in the speed phase, taking the gear for that speed, flowing on. It's really important not to stop unnecessarily. The black car behind me would also have been looking to the right and seen that big gap. So whilst they must obviously be able to stop, it's not unreasonable for them to be expecting us to move. So to stop the car there at the giveaway lines unnecessarily will be creating a dangerous situation. So really important, if the gap is there, let's flow. So you've got to be looking for your gap. Preparing to stop, but actively looking to flow is our little mantra for roundabouts. In the case of a red light, it's always good practice to stop. Again, let's check to the right before moving forward. Left-hand signal on now, just to confirm our exit. Trying to avoid this crater in the middle of the road here. Try and keep our tyre off of that one if we can. Avoid tyre and alloy wheel damage. Looking ahead now, the road narrows with a height restriction and a lot of signs. That cluster of signs ahead tells us there's an awful lot going on. We've got a chevron bend, road narrowing from both sides, no pedestrian footway, bend to the right, all of which is summarised by the sign which says reduce speed now, slow on the road. So we're going to get our speed right down, take a gear for that reduced speed, and now we've got eyes onto the right into the road. You can see the pedestrian with the dog. We can take the opportunity to flow through, no traffic to give priority to. Loss of visibility over the brow of the hill there. We've got a jogger just crossing. Once again, slow on the road, the give way lines and the sign there all indicating that we should give way if anything is oncoming, but it's not. So check my right hand mirror before moving out past that pinch point. We can now see the next pinch point ahead, and the blue sign is indicating that it's in fact our priority. So we're scanning across the bridge now just to check that nobody is coming through having not seen us, and proceeding with caution because it is very limited visibility. Once again, reduction in speed from our side of the road. There's no pedestrian footpath on this side. There's the give way, but I can't see anything yet, so I'm bringing the car to a halt, leaning my body out wide towards the driver's door, checking the mirror. Just got time to get round there without inconveniencing the oncoming car. Watching that dog walker who's looking to cross and slowing to avoid splashing the dog and his walker. See that pedestrian's just appeared from beyond the fence there, so quite a blind turn. So again, approaching that with caution until we can see around it. Too bad that's quite wide there, we can see, but the paved area again keeps us wide of that pavement. It's the intention of that bit of paving. Slow on the road immediately. We're checking our mirrors, new road, new mirrors. Dog walker to the offside, dog is on its lead. The junction is clear, nobody's looking to turn into that junction. At the give way, our intention is to turn left, so we're checking mirrors, centre mirror, left signal, following the line of the curb all the way round to give space to anyone wanting to turn right, so getting as far around as we can, getting our view, and we're going to have to hold for this black car, blue car. Opportunity to move it forward now though, checking forward, checking ahead before turning. Lights are changing. So as we sit at the lights, we're going to be constantly through mirror scanning. We can also start to see there's a large white 4x4 type vehicle that's parked on the opposite side of the road and is obviously unloading something. So it's not unreasonable to expect cars to be looking to pass. So we're going to just come off the gas and time our approach so we don't there's a learner driver who's opposing at the moment, so giving them plenty of space. And moving the car forward. We've got a cycle behind that vehicle, just check no children are going to run out from behind it. Give thanks to the person who's waited for us, and position early past these parked cars to encourage the oncoming car to give me a little bit of space so I can get wide from their doors. Give some thanks to the driver who's opposing us. Got some joggers on the near side, one's just stepped into the road, the car behind is just turning off. So yeah, we've got one jogger in high visibility jogging actually in the pavement, so I'm taking a position of safety. I'm hoping they're going to get back on the pavement. Yep, there they are. So I just positioned to the centre line there, having first checked my right hand mirror for cyclists. So those joggers are back on the pavement. Speed limit now rises to 40 miles an hour, and we've got our eyes through the junction to the left and to the top of the hill where there is a slight loss of visibility. Onto the cycleway, and we are on a bus route. Another jogger coming towards us, checking the mirrors, positioning to centre line. Again, if that jogger were to trip. Multiple drop curbs, residential dwellings off to the near side. So a possibility for cars to be emerging or pedestrians from those driveways. Continuous solid white lines as we lose visibility over the brow of this Hump bridge, and we get the first view of the route board for St Cross Roundabout. Our intention is to turn right towards Oliver's Battery, A3090, so that's the third exit. Signalling and positioning right, having checked the mirrors. Looking for our gap. Following the centre disc round, following the line of the kicker line, and then left mirror and left signal on exit into lane 1 of the 2. Final check of the right hand mirror and shoulder, check nobody's on the overtake. Scan to the horizon before now bringing the gas in. Firm burst to acceleration in the flexible gear before block change into 5th for fuel economy. So we're now approaching Badger Farm. So the Sainsbury's at Badger Farm, and the small roundabout there. We're just going to clean the windscreen, make it clear on our approach. Just scanning the bridge, checking nobody's on the bridge, and then we can see a 40-mile-an-hour speed reduction. So I'm checking the mirrors. There's nothing behind to show brake lights too, so I'm just off the gas, letting acceleration ascents help us achieve speed limit. Now looking ahead to the Badger Farm Sainsbury's roundabout route board. Our intention is to take the second exit, which is straight ahead. So mirrors, considering a signal, but we are going straight ahead, not left or right, so we're not signalling. So position to the left, we're in the speed phase. Looking to the right, there's our gap, we can flow on in second gear. Left mirror, left signal on exit. Checking the shoulder before moving wide to avoid that water. New road, new mirrors. So we're warned of a junction to the left from Oliver's Battery. So checking our mirrors first of all to know who's behind us, and at the moment there's nobody, and we've got one car waiting to turn across our path. Getting eye contact there with the driver, making sure they're going to hold, and we're now approaching Pitt Roundabout, and our intention is to turn right heading to the city centre. So I've remained in the right hand lane, popped a right hand signal on approach now. So that's mirrors, signal, position. We're in the speed phase. This planting here, the shrubs are there designed to slow our approach, to restrict our view, but now we have got the view, we can move centre disc. What we must note is the protected bus lane. So as we plan our exit, we're going to take the next exit, but we mustn't enter the bus lane. So checking the left mirror now, the left signal, moving the car over, but remaining in what is lane 2 of these 2 lanes. As you can see, the continuous solid white line comes to an end, and the blue sign tells us this is the end of the bus lane. Very actively now checking the left mirror, the left shoulder before moving the car back over, because that bus lane can be used by other classes of vehicle. So you've got to be looking for other vehicles, not just mentally planning to see a bus in there. There may be other classes of vehicles permitted to use that, so smaller vehicles and quicker vehicles. So very much left shoulder and mirror checks before physically moving your car. Lights are currently green, but we are checking the mirror in case we should have to brake. A single amber light has the same meaning as red, unless you are very much at the point of no return. Unless you are just crossing the stop line, you must stop. So similarly here, I'm checking my mirrors, red car behind. Be mindful it's a wet road, so we don't want to be braking harshly on a wet road.